Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia. How do we think that this fight will play out? I think that obviously Errol Spence has the size advantage and the power advantage, but Mikey Garcia is the more fluid boxer, and he has the better footwork, better speed, and better movement. So what does that make for? Does it make for a good fight? Yes, I think it makes for a good fight, but I don't see Mikey Garcia being able to push Errol Spence back, like he says he is doing with sparring partners in training. He says that he is pushing his sparring partners back, but that doesn't mean anything in sparring. He has to be able to do it in the fight, and I don't think he's ever going to be able to push Errol Spence back. I mean, Kell Brook struggled to do that, and Kell Brook is a very, very strong fighter. He's not even a welterweight anymore. He's now campaigning at light middleweight, so that shows that Errol Spence is a very tough fighter, and he is big for the weight. So it's not just Mikey Garcia jumping up 2 weights to fight Errol Spence at welterweight. He's jumping up and fighting a guy who is big in the weight. So it's going to be a tough task for Mikey Garcia, and he's going to have to be on top form and sharpen all of his tools if he's going to have any chance at beating Errol Spence. Because Errol Spence has a very, very hard punch. He does hit hard. That is reflected on his record. He has 21 knockouts, and that is a high knockout ratio for the welterweight division. So if he catches Mikey Garcia and gets him going, he is a very good finisher also. So you can see Mikey Garcia getting taken out if he gets hit with too many shots. So Mikey Garcia is going to have to be very fluid and watch his feet and positioning. Make sure he doesn't get caught with too many shots, because he is not going to be able to stand up to them, especially where he is coming up from a lower weight class, where he is not accustomed to that kind of power. Now, Mikey Garcia is a very good boxer. His record shows that he is undefeated, and it is great that we're having 2 great undefeated fighters putting their records on the line, and they are both daring to be great, to be honest, because Errol Spence, if he loses, then he kind of has lost to someone who's jumping up a couple weight classes to fight him. Nonetheless, he is losing to a great fighter, but still. Then, obviously, Mikey Garcia, if he loses to Errol Spence, it was just too much for him. So I'd say Errol Spence is kind of taking a bigger risk in some fashion, because obviously he is putting his world title on the line, his unbeaten record, and he is not fighting someone from the same weight class as him. But still, it is a great fight, and I think it will make for a good event. I don't know who really has the beating. I fully expect this fight to be quite cagey to start with both of them trying to figure the other one out. Obviously, Mikey Garcia is going to look to come out and box, because he's not going to want to stand and trade with Errol Spence, because if he does, then he's in a world of hurt. So obviously he's going to come out and box. So what will Errol Spence do? I don't think he's going to come out and just try and take Mikey Garcia out. He knows better than that. If he does, he will just get outboxed. It's not a very good tactic. So I think he will come out trying to establish his jab and find the range, because if Mikey Garcia gets to that mid-range, then he can work away on Errol Spence, because Errol Spence is very good at distance fighting or fighting in close. You saw against Kell Brook, he was fighting more on his chest, he was sitting close to him, and he was trading off with him. He didn't want to take a backward step, so he was having a war with Kell Brook. But you look at Lamont Peterson, he jabbed him, he boxed him, and he broke him down and then knocked him out. So obviously there is a contrast there, and it shows the ability that Errol Spence has. So I think in this fight he will come out boxing just as Mikey Garcia will. He will come out and try and establish that jab, and he will use his feet, slight adjustments, not necessarily fast foot movement, but still, he will use slight adjustments to establish his positioning. I expect Errol Spence to come out and take centre ring, and probably walk down Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia will be dancing around the ring trying to keep away from Errol Spence and pick his shots when he can, but Errol Spence will obviously be cutting off the ring. It just depends, I think, in this fight. We will see how good Errol Spence is at closing down the distance, because Mikey Garcia is most certainly not going to stand in front of him and trade. He is going to try and pop shot him and keep away from those hard shots. So in this fight, I think if Mikey Garcia is to win, it will be a points decision. I don't see him stopping Errol Spence, because like I said, he fought Kell Brook, and Kell Brook does hit very hard. You saw how hard he hit when he took out Rabchenko, so he does punch very hard, and Errol Spence stood up to those punches. So I don't really see how Mikey Garcia can knock him out, unless he does find one huge shot that just Errol Spence does not see coming, and it completely scrambles his senses. Or possibly even a body shot. There is always that possibility. You can have a granite chin, but everyone is susceptible to a body shot. And obviously, I think if Errol Spence is to win, he's probably going to have to stop Mikey Garcia. He can outbox him, but he's going to have to box clever, and it won't make for a very good fight. So he's going to have to try and take Mikey Garcia out if he is to win, and win in fashion. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? Who do you think wins this fight? It is a very intriguing matchup, and it's going to be very exciting. A great fight, I think. What are your thoughts? Who do you have winning this fight, and how? Do you think someone can stop the other fighter, or do you think it will go the distance? Please drop your thoughts in the comments below. Please like the video and subscribe for more content. Thank you guys.